My husband, he deeply mattered on a multitude of levels, so much so that it proved even more once he was assassinated how much of a peacemaker he was.
Was anyone even expecting this to blow up the way it did? Because what started as a few comments quickly turned into something much bigger. And now, with leaked footage making rounds online, people are looking at Erika Kirk very differently. Especially after Candace Owens stepped in and said what a lot of people were already thinking, but weren't saying out loud. And trust me, the clip we're about to get into is the one that has everyone talking. Because once you see it, it changes the way you look at everything that came before. So let's break this down from the beginning.
That man, that young man, I forgive him. Cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
According to Candace, it wasn't just about one moment. It was about a pattern. A pattern that, once pointed out, became very hard to ignore. Now, here's where it gets interesting. One of the biggest talking points was the leaked footage that wasn't meant to go public. In that clip, Erika is heard speaking in a way that caught a lot of people off guard. Not just because of what was said, but because of when it was said. The timing didn't sit right with a lot of viewers.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million? You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work in Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work leading into the memorial. Oh, look at all the thumbs up. Look how cute that is. Sorry, this is a little bit more informal than probably Charlie would be reacting. How sweet. I didn't know they could do that. I hate Zoom. I never like Zoom. Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to say, first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys as much as it is for our family. You guys lost not only a boss, but someone that you looked up to, someone that you believed in his mission, that you also that you loved. You loved listening to his show. You loved hearing his wisdom on things. I'm sure some of you have also had very personal moments of where you sat down and had private conversations with him. I want you all to hold on to those. And I want you all to remember those so deeply. I want you to journal about them. I want you to be able to tell your kids about them. I want you to put those in your heart as why you're still here with the Turning Point USA family, because that's what we want. And like I said to our small group after whatever day that was, and I did the thing on TV, how many days are still around Good Friday. I told the team, I said, Turning Point USA will continue like my husband always wanted, and it'll be bigger than ever. And we're going to honor him by doing that. We're going to stay humble. We're going to work hard because that's what he would want. And we're going to just make it grow. And we're going to keep our eyes fixed on heaven.
Candace highlighted that detail. The internet ran with it. People started replaying the clip, breaking it down, analyzing every word, every tone, every pause. Because sometimes it's not just what someone says, it's how they say it. And that's exactly what had people raising eyebrows. Some viewers felt like the tone didn't match the situation. Others said it sounded more calculated than emotional. And that's where the divide really started. On one side, you had supporters saying people were reading too much into it. That grief looks different for everyone.
Did you see people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had? They went to the weirdest places, Erika.
Oh my gosh. You guys, please. So for those of you who know me, I hug. It's
Yes,
like,
you're an intense hugger. It's
whoever
awesome.
is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves. I will give you a free hug anytime you want a hug. My love language is touch, if you will. But seriously, that hug. So I will give you a play-by-play. Like walking, they just played the emotional video. I'm walking over, he's walking over, I'm starting to cry. He says, he's so proud of you. And I say, God bless you. And I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say, God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that versus...
Tightly embraced, and Erika grasped the back of Vance's head before departing the stage. The moment quickly went viral online.
Or to the Israel firsters' frustrations is the fact that everybody can see that something's not right with Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk, and that includes the biggest podcaster in the world, Joe Rogan. They were so angry because he went on his show and just kind of said, particularly the CIA documentary, because they came out and they were suddenly trying to gaslight us and were, well, the CIA didn't produce the documentary. Okay, yes, but the head of the CIA is in it. Okay, you got to get approval from the CIA to be in a CIA documentary. That doesn't just happen casually. Like he says, are you getting that phone call from your agent? And no, she's not acting. She's specifically referring to her mother's business model.
Then Candace went even further.
EMPs. So she's not acting. She's involved. And so people, of course, online were so angry about it. The Israel firsters, Mark Levin, tweeted this. Is this some AI production? If not, what a total disgrace. Then this Eitan Fishberger said, this is some sick stuff from Joe Rogan, as if Erika hasn't been through enough already. How about just acknowledging that you do not have the power to transform reality?
Now, to be fair, not everyone agreed with Candace. Some people felt like she was being too harsh, that she was taking things out of context, that not everything needs to turn into a theory. But at the same time, others felt like she was saying what needed to be said, that she was pointing out things others were ignoring. And that balance between belief and doubt is exactly what keeps a story alive.
I can't. I cannot. I am not capable of whatever that. When I saw this, I realized I do not know enough words. I had to consult a thesaurus, and I still could not land upon the correct adjective to describe how I felt when I saw that tent. People taking selfies under a recreation. I don't know if it's actually the tent. It looks like it's pretty old, or a tent that Charlie died under. That's what was happening at AmFest. Horrified. I was aghast. I don't think I ever described myself as aghast. I was aghast. It was ghastly to look at that and to realize that they made a conscious decision to allow that to happen. To what end? The person who approved this tent was the amazing Elizabeth McCoy. Potentially more amazing than her husband, Michael McCoy. Elizabeth McCoy was the person who approved this tent, so there's no way that they can come out and pretend like Erika didn't know this was happening, because she's very close with Elizabeth McCoy. Okay, she's very close with her. So for everybody on the outside looking into this, AmFest is when we realized that something very disturbing is happening in America. I feel like AmFest is, or what it did for me was it contributed to my realization that the future, the dark future that everyone's always predicting, like the AI future, it's here. We're actually here. I think that we are fighting machine.
People started replaying the clip, breaking it down, analyzing every word, every tone, every pause. Because sometimes it's not just what someone says, it's how they say it. And that's exactly what had people raising eyebrows. Some viewers felt like the tone didn't match the situation. Others said it sounded more calculated than emotional. And that's where the divide really started. On one side, you had supporters saying people were reading too much into it. That grief looks different for everyone. That not everything needs to be overanalyzed. But on the other side, critics weren't convinced. They started connecting this moment to other clips that had already been circulating. Moments that, on their own, might not seem like much. But together, they started forming a bigger picture.
Here's what I've learned the most in these past 3 months is that my husband, he deeply mattered on a multitude of levels, so much so that it proved even more once he was assassinated how much of a peacemaker he was and how much of a coalition builder he was. Because when he was assassinated, we saw infighting, we've seen fractures, we've seen bridges being burned that shouldn't be burnt.
And that's exactly what Candace Owens focused on. She didn't just react to one clip, she layered multiple moments together. And when you see them back to back, it hits different. Because suddenly, it doesn't feel random anymore. It feels consistent. Now, another moment that really fueled the conversation was Erika's public appearances shortly after everything happened.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man on the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
People felt like the energy didn't match what they expected. Others pointed out specific details. Body language, expressions, even word choices. And, once again, Candace called it out directly. She questioned whether what people were seeing was genuine, or something more controlled, something more intentional. And that question alone was enough to spark a wave of reactions. Because once that idea is in your head, you start noticing things you didn't notice before. Small details suddenly feel bigger. Moments that seemed normal start feeling off. And that's exactly what happened here. There isn't just one narrative. There are multiple. And depending on what you focus on, the story can look completely different. So the real question is, what do you think? Are people reading too much into these clips? Or is there actually something there that deserves a closer look? Because once you start noticing the details, it's hard to unsee them. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. This is Roundtable Celebrity, and I'll catch you in the next one.